What's up, guys? What's up, everybody? Bring the chat on board here. Watching Tech swing the bat today was a breath of fresh air. Yeah, I mean that first inning went about as good as it could possibly have gone. And again, you guys have heard me say this, and Zach says that last ball Burris hit still hasn't landed. Yeah, I mean both the balls he hit were nukes. Caleb Daniel might have hit the farthest ball I've seen hit to right field in recent memory at the Durham Bulls Park. That ball, I mean, it almost hit the building in right field. John says, like the stream for Commissioner Kyle. Thank you, John. I really appreciate that. Retweet, share this with your friends, send it to everybody. Retweet it on everybody. Hit the retweet button. All right, better be hitting it. But you guys have heard me say this a bunch. I mean, Drew Burris, the thing that separates him is not just like the tools and the performance, but just in the biggest situations, he finds a way to be big a vast majority of the time. Like, this was a must-win game for Georgia Tech, and for him to go out there, lead off the game with a bomb, like he set the tone. He set the tone from the very beginning, and Tate McKee did a great job. He set the tone in the first inning. That was the best I've seen Tate McKee look in maybe all year. I mean, he was 2 or 3 mile an hour up on his fastball. He was comfortably sitting 93, 95. He hit a couple 96s. Serious run and sink on his fastball. Slider was really good. Cutter was really good. He got himself out of jams. Just phenomenal job by him. And the bonus for Georgia Tech is Mason Patel. That was like his shortest outing of the year. He went like 1 and 2/3 innings. So Mason Patel should be available tomorrow. Should be available Friday, and possibly in the championship game. Or not tomorrow, Saturday, and possibly in the championship game. So you get a day off tomorrow. Your go-to bullpen guy didn't have to throw very much. And then the offense looks great. I mean, there was a little lull there for 4 or 5 innings where you're thinking, man, like, are they going to let Cal get back in this? But they answered and put up enough runs. So it was just overall just a really big night for Georgia Tech. And just, again, in my mind, they solidified their hosting, their host chances. And now with Tennessee winning, I tweeted it out after Tennessee won. I think this is what will happen with the Tennessee, Alabama, and Florida. Tennessee will get a host because they beat Texas, number 1 seed in the SEC tournament. They've won 2 in the tournament. They were on the bubble for hosting. We're probably not hosting if they went 1 and done. But winning 2 games, I think they're a host now. And Florida will go to Florida State as the 2 seed, which sucks for Florida State because that's going to be one of, if not the best 2 seed in the country. And then Alabama will go to Georgia Tech. That's my prediction. Again, I could be wrong, but that's just, I think regionally, that's what makes the most sense. Let's see what Kendall Rogers has for us tonight. I'm assuming, is the Clemson game still going on? Holy cow. I'm pulling that up right now. It looks like it might still be going on. It's like in the bottom of the 9th. Did it? No? Yeah. No, that's softball. All right, we got Vandy in Oklahoma. Who ended up winning Clemson, NC State? I'm not seeing it anywhere. Don't want Florida. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Florida is like the 1-2 seed. I mean, you don't want Tennessee either, because I think Tennessee, if you just look at their arms, they have the arms to shut down any offense in the country. So you don't want Tennessee or Florida in your regional. Out of the three, again, Alabama's no joke. Alabama's good. But I just think if you look at the overall talent on all three teams, I think Alabama's the one you'll take as a 2 seed. All right, there's Clemson, NC State. I'm going to tune into that because that's got to be right at the end here. 2 outs, the top of the 9th for Clemson. 0-2 count, runners on first and second. Yeah, it's top 9. I just pulled it up. Top 9. Clemson has runners on first and second with 2 outs. Hitter at the plate. It's in a 1-2 count. So NC State, I keep kicking this thing, man. I keep kicking this thing. NC State gets out of it, so now we're going to the bottom of the 9th. Clemson's got their Mallstat closer in the game. Big game for Clemson and NC State, because if NC State goes on a 2-game run here, if they can find a way to beat Clemson and then they can get to the ACC final, they have all of a sudden a more of a chance of being a host. NC State may have to win the ACC championship to get a host spot, but Clemson, if they win here, I think they've locked up a host. Does Tech have someone scouting this game live? They're watching. I mean, I know, like Nancy, for example, when I was coaching at Tech and finishing my degree for 2 years, when we were in the ACC tournament, we would go watch our potential future opponent. So, yeah. And again, sometimes you're trying to get a close enough view. Maybe you can pick up something on some arms. Maybe you can, watch the hitters and get an idea of because again, scouting reports are great, but if you see something in a game right before you're about to play them, you can pick up something that maybe the scouting report doesn't have because the guy just started struggling or something like that. So I would assume Georgia Tech staff is either watching this game from the hotel or potentially at the game. Vandy, Zach's hosts right now are Vandy, Georgia, Arkansas, Auburn, Texas, Oregon State, North Carolina, LSU, Tennessee, Clemson, Coastal Carolina, UCLA, Oregon, FSU, Georgia Tech, Southern Miss. Yeah, that looks right to me. All right, bottom of the 9th. Against probably maybe the best, certainly one of the best relievers in the ACC. Can NC State find a way to tie this game up? Big crowd there for this game. Obviously, in North Carolina, NC State's fans are going to easy travel for them. Not that bad for Clemson either. Once this game is over, we'll switch over to the Vandy, Oklahoma game. Where do you think Tennessee goes for regionals again? I think Tennessee is locked up a host now with 2 wins, one of them being over the number 1 seed in Texas. I think Tennessee's a host now. And Clemson gets a first out of the inning, easy pop up to third. Southern Miss is my last host, but could make a case for Kansas, TCU, Ole Miss, Florida, DBU. I don't think Florida will get one. And I don't think Ole Miss will either. I think both of those teams had to do more in the SEC tournament. Certainly, if Kansas wins the championship in their conference, they could be definitely a hosting candidate. TCU, I think, is also... It's TCU or Southern Miss are the ones that are really close right now. And it could just be based on how both those teams finish in the tournament. I don't think DBU is going to get one. I don't think DBU is going to be in consideration. Malstat's just throwing those down and away backdoor sliders that nobody can pull the trigger on. Both have lots of fans there. MSM, what's up, man? Good to catch a live. Been busy. Hey, I get it, man. Good to see you in here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. NC State to the warning track. Hey, it's a pro stadium, guys. You really got to get it to get it out there. You really got to get it. That's probably a home run in almost every ACC field. At every AC stadium, that's a home run. The camera guy was fooled too. He was like looking up in the upper. He was looking up over in the stands, and all of a sudden, right fielder catches it right in front of the wall. Hubby and I are thinking about a road trip to Durham. Hey, I love Durham. Durham's awesome. What if Ole Miss beats Arkansas tomorrow? I don't know, man. I don't know. There's so much up in the air. I think it's definitely improves their case. But it's hard to say, Zach. I think if they lose to Ole Miss tomorrow, they're definitely not getting a host. But if they win tomorrow, it starts getting dicey. But I think with Georgia Tech winning one game, they've locked up their host spot. So now you're talking about the Southern Miss spot. Like, really, there's not many spots left up for grabs because UCLA's done great in their tournament. Coastal's doing good in the tournament. Clemson's won 2 games. So I think for the SEC to get, like, if Tennessee is in a hosting consideration now for the SEC to get another host, like, I don't know. I think it's only going to be one of Tennessee or Ole Miss. Now, if Tennessee, let's say Ole Miss goes and wins the SEC championship and Tennessee doesn't, does that catapult Tennessee ahead of Ole Miss? Or does that catapult Ole Miss over Tennessee? That's it. Again, we have to wait and see. But it's certainly that last host spot is totally up for grabs right now. And Clemson wins. Big win for Clemson. They locked up their host spot. They have locked up their host spot. Clemson, Georgia Tech, Saturday, 1 Eastern. All right, now we're gonna go to Vandy, Oklahoma. That's got to be one of the worst feelings in baseball, hitting a nuke but getting caught on the warning track. Well, it's a pro stadium, man. Like, you hit it to the right center gap, it's probably like 380. And in most ACC stadiums, it's probably like 365, 370 at most. Like, that's a home run probably in every single ACC stadium. At Georgia Tech, that's like in the trees. Right? So it's a good example of just like a pro stadium is just the dimensions are just bigger across the board. So you really got to get it to get it out of there. And you're seeing that happen a lot with Tennessee. I forget the guy's name who hit the double in extras to give Tennessee the lead. He thought he hit a home run and like really pimped it, and the ball fell. He should have easily got a triple, and he was like walking to first base when it landed. Vanderbilt's up 4-1 on Oklahoma here in the bottom of the 4th. And Oklahoma's second baseman just boots an easy, what should have been the third out of the inning. If you're Georgia Tech, you would rather play Clemson. Their RPI is 10 compared to NC State's 31. Yeah, I think you're right. Again, I think it honestly shouldn't matter. Like Georgia Tech was the AC regular season champ. They won their first game of the ACC tournament very decisively. So I think they've locked it up. But certainly, if you're thinking about, well, if you lose to Clemson or North Carolina State, it's better to lose to Clemson. For sure. Which makes Georgia Tech's home runs even better being in a pro stadium and Van's in the park home run. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, none of those home runs were cheapies. Right? Because you think about Lodi's dead center, Dylan Rogers dead center. Dylan Rogers, one of our former clients. And to go dead center in a pro stadium, that's a legit home run. Right? The Burris' home runs over the monster and left, legit home runs. Caleb Daniels' home run to right field, I think it was estimated 430 feet or something like that. Legit home run. Von Lackey, legit inside the park home run. I will say, Cal's, when you play at a field with a weird feature, like a big wall like that, as a corner outfielder, you have to know when a ball's hit deep to the wall like that, you have to be rushing to back up your center fielder. And so the only reason that's ever an inside the park home run is, one, if someone gets, an outfielder gets injured and can't go get the ball, but the other guys aren't doing their job. But Von Lackey did a great job of just hustling and really got really wasn't that close at home inside the park home run. Oklahoma first baseman dropped an infield pop-up that led to a 4-run inning. Oh my gosh. And you know what? That's Vandy though. Vandy, if you make errors on defense, Vandy is going to make you pay, because they're not going to make errors on defense. They're probably the best defensive team in the SEC. I've told you guys, I think they've made 33 errors in 54, 55 games. They do not make errors. Are Dusty, Palka, Canes, and Wiley Ballard all asleep? Possibly. Did you guys see me disappear there for a second? I was messing with my camera. Canes is here. Someone told Canes. Canes just woke up as soon as he saw the comment from Zach. Zach makes a comment about Canes not being awake, and he just Undertakered from out of the coffin and just went, "I'm here." And you know what? Palka mentioned it last night. He said Clemson's closer Malstat seems to give up the most warning track fly balls he's ever seen. And he's like, I just think someone's going to figure that guy out. They just haven't done it yet. But again, that ball that Nixon hit to right field is a home run in pretty much every ACC ballpark. One-0 count where bases loaded for Vandy here in the bottom of the fourth with 2 outs after an error extended the inning. And I believe RJ Austin at the plate. We had margaritas to celebrate the W tonight. Nice. That's one of my favorite. I mean, that's like my go-to. Long day work or working out in the yard, just a nice margarita. Nothing better. Canes, Chris Cinta is starting for Houston. Skinta or Cinta? I don't know. Starting for Houston against TCU. Who's winning the Jack State DBU game right now? I guess I got D1 baseball here. Let's pull it up. Chopper ground ball. They're not going to throw him out. No way to throw him out. Vandy scores a run. Find a way to put the ball in play. Chop it into the ground. RBI single. So Arizona beat BYU today. UCLA beat Michigan. Troy beat Texas State to stay alive. Troy's got to finish strong here to make it in. And even if they do finish strong, like some bid stolen, if Troy doesn't win the championship, they got to watch out for the bid stealers. USC Upstate beat Winthrop. Missouri State beat Illinois State. Watch out for Missouri State in the Missouri Valley tournament. Texas A&M beat Auburn this morning, staying alive for their hopes, even though they lost Jace Lavalette. Looks like he's going to be out for the rest of the year. I think they said he may be able to pinch run, but it's like, come on. Like, just don't put the guy in the game. He's got a broken hand or fingers. Western Kentucky beat Florida International. Western Kentucky now at 44 wins. Tulane upset UTSA. It is a double elimination. So if UTSA does not win that championship, one bid will be stolen. West Virginia beat Cincinnati in the Big 12 tournament. Louisiana beat Georgia Southern. Louisiana Lafayette. High Point beat Charleston Southern in 10 innings, 15-14. Penn State beat USC in the Big 10 tournament. Northeastern beat College of Charleston 6-0. Northeastern is now 46-9, 25-2 in the CAA. Western Carolina beat Mercer today. All right, let me see. I missed some of you guys. Who did good on UC Upstate? I have to check. I didn't see. I'm ready for these regionals to start, John says. That can't be good, Kane says. Penn State beat USC and won the pool. Penn State 2 wins from stealing a bid. Yep. Can you power rank these teams 1 through 3? Arkansas, LSU, Tennessee. I think it's hard to power rank those 3, John, because I think those are 3 of the, probably overall talent, the 3 best teams in the SEC. From a pure talent perspective, not from win-loss record or anything like that. But, I mean, Tennessee's arms, you got Liam Doyle, number 1. I think it's Marcus Phillips, their number 2. Who throws a right? He throws 100. I think he hit 101 in game 1. So, Tennessee's just got, elite arms. They have an elite offense. They hit home runs. Arkansas's got an elite offense, great pitching. LSU's got great pitching, really good offense. LSU doesn't hit as many home runs. They hit a bunch of doubles, and they work the count really well. So I think all 3 of those teams, you really can't rank them 1 through 3. I think they're all pretty much in that elite tier of college baseball teams. Nancy, with Tech playing Clemson, they should know the team well. Doesn't need scouting. We had a chance to win all 3 games. Now's the time to beat Clemson. Yep. You're right. Like they know what they're going to get. Like they know the arms, they know everything. But again, sometimes you go watch it, and really more from a pitching coach perspective, because again, like a season-long scouting report is great, but seeing what the hitters look like the day or two before you play them is just an extra added advantage you can get. So I'm sure Matt Taylor was watching that game, taking notes on hitters, like what he's seeing. Because again, scouting reports can lie. A guy could look really good up until the ACC tournament, and then all of a sudden he starts struggling with certain parts of the zone, certain pitches, and all of a sudden that scouting report doesn't quite line up with what the hitter looks like in the now. So there is advantage to still kind of watching the games and seeing what you can find. So Iowa versus UCLA in one semi, and Penn State versus Oregon/Nebraska in the other. Penn State, Nebraska, and Iowa all would be bid stealers. That's right. That's right. Pinch run? Come on, coach. Nobody falling for that. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. LSU will win the championship? Maybe. Maybe they will. DBU 1-2-1. Okay. And J.D. Thompson is pitching a gem right now for Vandy. 74 pitches in the top of the fifth with one out, giving up one run. One thing Vandy does really well, they strike out a lot of guys. They really pitch. They play defense. And if their offense shows up, they're very hard to beat. They're very hard to beat. You cannot make mistakes against Vandy, right? If you play clean baseball, you're going to be in a game with them. It's going to be a close game. If you do not play clean baseball, like you are going to get what's happening in Oklahoma right now. You're down 5-1 in the fifth. Small ball is so overrated. Wes, that's such a generic statement. I don't even know what to respond to that. What do you mean by small ball? In what situation are you talking about? Tennessee bunted in the 11th or 12th inning with runners on first and second and no outs to move them up. So, do you disagree with that decision? I think if I put my orange can in front of the camera, it changes. It auto adjusts with the orange can. Ooh, and a base hit for Oklahoma here. Right fielder did not time his dive properly. Dove a little too early. One step too early. I'll say this though about Georgia Tech. If Tate McKee looks like he did today against Cal, like you're pretty excited about that. I mean, he looked like an ace today with the stuff he had. Again, I mean, his velo was up. His sinker had sharper run and sink. Slider was working really well. Cutter was working really well. Mixed in some change-ups. Like he really looked the part of the Friday night starter for Georgia Tech today. And he did a good job pitching out of some jams as well. Bad swing decision there by Oklahoma's hitter. You're in a 2-1 count. Guy throws you a fastball up and in for a ball, and you just swing at it for no reason. I'm still waiting for you, Wes, to clarify your statement on small ball being overrated. All good. I'm here now. Dan is in the chat. Dan, give us your thoughts on the game today for Georgia Tech. Looked like he did earlier in the season. Yeah. I mean, again, it was just like he came out and he was sitting 93, 95 for pretty much the entire game, and he hit 96 a few times. So like that's when if his sinker and his his fastball is moving like that at 93, 96, like Tate McKee's going to be tough to put up a lot of runs on. For the second half of the season, it seemed like he was consistently sitting like 91, 93, which is still solid, but like there's a big difference between 91, 93 and 93, 96. Tate, 2 good starts in a row. Offense electric, can't beat it. I guess if you're looking at the fact that he walked 8 guys against Duke and still found a way to keep the team in the game, went 5 innings. Best homer of the day, Vaughn. Is Dusty here? Wiley Ballard Enjoyer has made an appearance. Still waiting on Dusty to make an appearance. Still waiting on Dusty to make an appearance. He doubted Tate yesterday. He did. I mean, if you watch the first inning, you're like, this is a different Tate McKee. Like, all I had to see was that first inning, and I'm like, he's going to be fine. Needs to answer for himself? Yeah, he does. He's going to sit this one out. He's probably sleeping, he's big talker, he's got a kid now, so he's got to go to sleep early, all that stuff, Kyle was the only one to guarantee a Georgia Tech W. That's true. After I was peer pressured for about 10 minutes and made to feel like an idiot, I finally did it just to make Dusty shut up. And I might want to do that on Saturday too. Might want to do that Friday night. Friday night, someone pressure me into a guarantee. Saw him dot 95, bottom of the zone, and knew we were good. Yeah, I mean, he and his sinker was like moving differently. Like, that's the only way to explain it. Like, it was like a power sinker today. Where like, and the difference, like for those of you who've never faced a power sinker, like a guy with a legit power sinker, it almost looks like it's getting faster when it starts to sink, versus like almost like a normal sinker kind of looks like it's slowing down a little bit from the hitter's perspective. And you got to love Oklahoma's hitter in a 3-2 count with 2 outs, runners on first and second, taking a called third strike. Fastball. That will frustrate you as a coach. Too close to take. So question for y'all. If Georgia Tech goes on a deep run in the postseason, how long would they wait to name a coach? If they make Omaha, would they wait till the end of June to name a coach? That's a good question. Shoot, man. I mean, it depends, right? Like, at some point, it's a good question, Zach. Like, if they get to Omaha and it's like end of June and July, do they just make the announcement that JR is the next coach? I mean, that's the question nobody can answer, but it's an interesting one. But I also think you're not worried if Georgia Tech makes a deep run. You're not really worried about it because, again, like you make a run to Omaha, players are going to want to come. So who knows? Would they name JR the coach during the postseason run? I don't know, man. I feel like if they haven't done it to this point, they probably won't. That's my feel on it, but you just never know. But I mean, from everything I've heard, and I think everyone you listened to me, Dan, and Dusty talk last night. Like I think he's going to be the guy. From everything that we're hearing, and just like Dan said, kind of last night, like who else are you going to get? Like who else are you going to get? Thoughts on Saturday's game? Who's pitching? How do you feel about Tech versus Clemson? Well, I think Brady Jones was the one who beat Clemson last time. So I think you go Brady Jones. I think the real question is if the game is tight, do you bring in Jalen Payton to piggyback off of Brady Jones, or is Patel going to be fresh enough to come in again on Saturday? Was cool ACC honor Danny tonight? Yeah, that was pretty cool. Question to you, for a transfer player, when coaches start following that player, what does that mean? And does it mean the school is recruiting the player? I think for a transfer guy, it's definitely a sign that like they're trying to get some more info. But is it a like clear sign that they really want him? No. It's definitely like it's definitely a sign that like they're trying to dig in a little bit, get some more information. So it's a good sign, but it's not like a huge indicator. Are they giving Oregon too much respect in the rankings? I don't think so. Oregon's played really well all year. I mean, they swept Oregon State 4 straight. So I think with Oregon, no, I think they're ranked where they should be. They have one of the best offenses in the country. Heads up in the Oklahoma dugout, flying bat. Like for the new Butler transfer. Yeah, I saw that guy go. I mean, that guy is going to have a lot of he's going to have a lot of interest. I think 370 with like 18 jacks and a bunch of doubles. Yeah, he's going to be fine. PSA, I've extended the ceasefire. Thank God. Thank God. Oregon and Clemson recruiting coordinators were the first to follow him. Then 2 hours ago, Ole Miss. Canes, man, you're on it. You're on it like white on rice, man. Canes just doesn't miss a thing. Dude, he's going to have plenty of options. He will have plenty of options. Yeah, of course UGA wants him. UGA's hitting bombs, man. They want a guy that hits bombs. Oregon hits bombs. They want him. Clemson needs more guys that hits bombs. Like, he's going to have big-time offer, big-time NIL. He's going to get a lot of interest and a lot of money, yes. Canes is him, Dale. Canes, I tagged our coaches immediately. Yeah, that's a bat Miami really would like. But again, every Power 4 school in the country is going to be interested in that guy. I figured out why Texas Tech baseball has no NIL money. The school used it for that softball pitcher that got $1 million. Yikes. Yikes. I had to talk Kyle out of transferring after freshman year. Morris offered him $200K. I wish. Oh, I wish that was the case, man. That would have been sick. That would have been sick. It's interesting because so many people dunk on players for like leaving a school for, like Dan like said, like 200,000 or 100,000 or 150,000 or 75,000. And it's like, do you know how little of players get that much money in a signing bonus? Like, it's a very small amount of players that get that kind of money in a signing bonus. Like, a lot of your college players that are signing for like 50 grand, 65 grand, 1,000, 2,000. So for like a guy after a good freshman year to get offered like 150,000 in the portal, it's like, dude, that's big time money. Also, Kyle, another question. How much backroom recruiting is going on right now? Clarify backroom recruiting. Clarify backroom recruiting. Clarify backroom recruiting. Are you serious? Tech spent $1 million on softball. Are we sure that they spent $1 million on a softball pitcher, or she's just made $1 million in NIL, which could mean some of it is from like the school, but also like some of these athletes are getting big time NIL deals from like companies. Like companies are giving them money, right? So just because a player's made $1 million in NIL doesn't mean that all came from the school. So I think we have to clarify that, because I seriously doubt that a softball player got a $1 million in NIL just from the school. $954, what's up, man? Wiley Ballard said, sup, dog. Sup, dog. I'm watching Silo right now with Julie. That show's good, man. We're 3 episodes in. That show's good. Hope everyone is ready for a Sunday night analytics stream. Oof, golly. Are the other 2 guys ready for that, Wiley Ballard Enjoyer? Has the sloth been talking to? Has he been talked to? And if so, he needs to be added to that group text, so I can make sure he's not going to embarrass me on one of the biggest college baseball platforms on social media. You know what I mean? Like, this is a big time show, and I can't have the sloth, embarrassing me. He's got to be ready to go. He can't be nervous. He's got to be ready to speak his mind. Man, how about a Tennessee Vandy semifinal? That's a solid one, because Vandy won the regular season series. Kyle, can we set up a stream with Pro Baseball Radar or 64 Analytics? I can certainly reach out and see if they'd be interested to talk about upcoming portal. Yeah, I'll reach out and see. I mean, sometimes those guys, like, they kind of big league you, like they don't even respond. But I'll reach out and see if one of those guys wants to get on a stream and just talk what they know, what they do. But I got 2, possibly 3, like serious, like guys that got into Georgia Tech for their grades, like I said earlier today, like you watched that stream last night with me, Dan, and me, Polka, and Dusty. Like it's very obvious we got in for our baseball talent, right? I have 3 guys who they can crunch numbers with the best of them. They're my quants, and like they say they want to bust their chops on making some predictions with the regional selections. Yes, she signed with the school's Matador Club Collective for $1,050,000. She's a 2-way player. Zach, like I honestly still can't believe that, but that's mind-blowing if true. And I get it, softball is a big college sport, but it's just like, that's crazy. Polka said, but dude, I was Dean's List when I came back too, all right? I was Dean's List as well. Let's somehow when you like are 29 years old, or in Dan's case, like, what, 33 now? I was 29 when I went back. Like, you just kind of realize I might as well pay attention in class. Like, I might as well take some notes. And then it's funny because you realize when the test comes around, like, it's pretty easy because you paid attention and you took notes, and it's a lot easier to get, good grades. They've never been to the World Series and now they're 1 win away. Yeah, well, I guess it's worth it if you go to the World Series. So is she the only one on the team making money, though? I mean, $1 million. I mean, that's like, remember, guys, like 2 summers ago, Clemson's NIL budget, from what I was told, was $1.3 million for baseball. So that's like their entire budget. Now, I will say, in softball, you can kind of invest in like one player, because if you get like Zach said, a two-way player who's like an elite pitcher, they can throw every game. Like, they literally don't need rest. So you get like one elite arm in softball, like they can just pitch like virtually every game. They can't pitch every game, but they basically pitch half the games. I will say the Sloth has sent several unsolicited pie graphs of his confidence levels for our regional opponents. Wow. Are you a management major? I was well, it's business. It's a business administration degree now. When don't listen to Dan. He's not aerospace. Do not listen to Dan. He is a business administration degree. And I know because he was telling us on the stream he was in finance class. So like, that's how you know. But when me and Dan and Dusty were at our freshman year, was the fall of 2010, spring 2011. It was the management degree. It was a management major. And by the time like Dan, myself, Dusty came back to finish, or Dusty graduated, so I think he did get a management degree. But by the time I came back, and certainly with Dan, it had changed to a business administration degree. So there was like a few other classes you needed to take. But yeah, so essentially the same thing. But yeah, it's I guess it's technically called a business administration now. I'm not sure the chat could handle the meeting of Polka and Sloth's minds. Dr. Garner enjoyer. Yeah, aerospace doesn't use finance? ? Dan, just you're a business administration degree major. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a great degree. It's a great business school, but you're not an aerospace guy. You're not an aerospace guy. Though Dan did tell all of us our freshman year that he was in aerospace. And we're like, dude, you're in the same math class as us. What are you talking about? You're in survey of calculus. Like you're not you're not in aerospace. But I will say this, Dan and myself, we did not get put down back to what, pre-calc or whatever it was called for some of those guys. Some of those guys had to get bounced out of survey of calculus real quick after that first exam. Us, on the other hand, we survived. We thrived. Kyle's so jelly. I just speak the truth, man. I'm just speaking the truth. Wiley Ballard Enjoyer, the sloth needs to get in. One of the requirements is he needs to get in the stream chat. I need to know he's serious, and I know our other friend from across the pond is. I know he's in. He's been in the chat. I know you've been in the chat, but I need number 3. Maybe like the truest analytics nerd of them all. He needs to get in the chat for me to know he's serious. Dan Aerospace, love it. Laugh out loud. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm kidding. Dan is like, he's really serious aerospace, like summa cum laude, honors college. Like it's amazing, just the career he had in baseball, and just like the prestigious academic mind that he possesses as well. So yeah, Dan's gonna be he's gonna do really well. I know he's trying to work for SpaceX, so. Like, hopefully, once he finishes, like, he can get a pretty big job with them. Maybe even get to fly, into space. Sloth is terrified of Spotlight. He might have to set up a second burner and only chat. I don't know if that's going to work. I think Sloth needs to, be an adult. And there's no one. It's just a bunch of people online that you're talking to. What's the big deal? You're not talking to a live audience that's in front of you. I do this every day. It's not hard. And, I think it's probably something he can put on his resume. Like, hey, consistent guest appearance on largest, biggest, most popular, most well-known college baseball platform on social media. Like, that's something you guys can all put on your resumes, because of me. And how are you going to thank me for that? I don't know. Come up with something. But I'm going to need you guys on your A game. So like I said, no sleep for 2 days. No recreational activities. Like, tell your wife you got really busy work to do. And like, I need heavy hitting data, analytics, math, whatever you got to do to make this thing really pop. How should RNF and I conceal our identities? I don't know, guys. I mean, you may have to release your identities. And the other thing is, no one knows which one of you is which besides me. So, that there's that. Technically, your identity in your burner account is not burned. But, we'll have to see. You, Dusty, and Polka need to do watch party for the Georgia Tech Clemson game. Well, it's at 1:00, right? It's 1:00 on Saturday. I don't know if I can. Dude, I'm so like, listen, I cut the stream today right before the game started. We hit 3 home runs in the first. Like, I don't know if I can watch party the game because I am that. Why do I always forget this word? Um, Superstitious. I'm that superstitious. Like I'm the guy. I'm on a hitting streak. I told you guys when I was in high A, I had like a 22 game hit streak, and that was when Cookout had like just kind of become a thing. I literally for 22 nights straight after the game, I went to a cookout, whether I was on the road or at home, and got a Cheerwine float every night until that hit streak ended. So I'm feeling not great about doing a watch party for the game when they played so well today when I cut the stream right before the game. It would be entertaining though, Zach. So I understand you wanting that. That would be very entertaining. The other thing is this, like watching a tech game with us three, like probably would not become family friendly, right? Because we're gonna get frustrated. We're big time, like we're alumni. We love Georgia Tech. But baseball, again, baseball is such a nuanced sport, and opinions differ on, hey, we should have gone to this guy, or we should have done that. Why are we calling that? You know, like that's everybody, that's every fan. But for me, Dusty, and Dan, guys who know the game, like it's even worse because we're like, oh, I don't like that this pitch call or that. You know, it's like you second guess everything when you're watching from the couch, and you do that when you're in the dugout too. You do that when you're in the dugout coaching. You're like, gosh. And then you put on a play or something, and then it doesn't go right, and you're like, why did I do that? See what's happening to me? Like it's 11 o'clock, and I can't cut it anymore, man. 11 o'clock, and I'm just. No, don't mess with superstitions. No, Nancy, don't worry. You do not have to worry about that with me. I will not be streaming Saturday for the game. I'll be pacing in my living room. Like literally, I was watching the first 5 innings of the game today, and I wasn't even sitting down. I was just like walking back and forth. Dig deep. I'm trying. The problem is lately I've been doing multiple streams a day. I've been ending my stream at like 11:30 at night, and then I have 2 little kids, so they wake up at like 6:45. So by the time I go to sleep, it's probably 12 or 12:15, and then I wake up at 6:45. I was similar in my freshman ball summer league, Cal Ripken League. Ended up an all-star, always ate at Roots Chris. I don't know who you are, Will Young, but you're good. You're good. It's funny because we did have a few guys that were walk-ons. What was it, our freshman year, or was it sophomore year, that like did say things like that? They'd say like, yeah, I had offers from we had this one guy, I won't say his name, but he was like a lefty, and he threw like 82. He was like a true walk-on. He was just only on the team in the fall, like walking on, trying to make the team. And like he would say, like, I had offers from like that, like top 5 school, offer from this top 5 school, and we're all like, what? So you're one of those that is blaming JD for us losing now, saying his hair is why we're losing. Well, I would say, like, I'm not changing anything. If you're playing well, like, I'm not changing a thing. I'm not changing a thing. That's me. That's just how I always operated. And if I had a bad game, I'm changing something up. Whatever, I'm doing something different. I'm getting to the field at a different time. I'm wearing my pants up. Like, I'm going no undershirt, no swag, like tweener pants. Like, I'm doing anything to change it up. Go-to cookout meal. That's easy. Chili dog, 2 chili dogs, fries, cheerwine float. That's easy. Or like a Dr. Pepper cherry or something. Man, Dr. Pepper cherry, I haven't had that in so long. That's a heck of a drink right there. Whew. Haven't had it in so long. Wow, he dropped that ball for Vandy too. Look behind the curtain. Super distance is what got Kyle on tobacco. Yeah, it kind of was. Good thing I've quit, but definitely was. Chili dog is crazy. Why is chili dog crazy? Like, chili dogs are amazing. That's like one of my favorite, just like trash meals. Like, if I go to the Varsity, just 2 chili dogs, just load them up. Sleep in the guest room that night. Like, you're just, you wear it for a night because you ate chili dogs from the Varsity. Fenway dog's overrated. What's the Fenway dog? I don't know if I ever got that when I was at Fenway in 2018 when my dad was the executive vice president of baseball ops when they won the World Series. Me and Julie went up for the ALCS against Houston. What the most impressive thing about Boston to me is because you go to all these new stadiums like Truist for Atlanta. You go to Truist, and to get food and drinks at the concessions, it takes 30 minutes. Like, you literally miss sometimes like an inning and a half or 2 innings. It's ridiculous. You go to Fenway Frank. Yeah, that's right. You go to Boston, like, you get in a line to get like a beer, and there's like 30 people in front of you. I remember I went up to get a beer, and it was 20 people long, and I was sitting there because I had never been to Fenway before, and I'm thinking, man, this is going to take 30 minutes. I was at the front of the line, got my drink, paid in like 2 minutes. It was amazing. The Varsity dog has the best chili dogs, or the Varsity has the best chili dogs. Yeah, I agree. I love the Varsity chili dogs. Most underrated cookout meal, the Quadilla. I don't know if I ever had one, because I just get the same thing every time at cookout. Tray with 2 quesadillas as entree, quesadillas for both sides, goated. Oh my gosh. When me and my dad went to a Miami Georgia Tech game, we ate at the Varsity before the game and then ate there again after the game. Dude, yeah, it's and the Varsity orange drink, like the frozen orange, like, is like, it's like an orange creamsicle kind of drink. Oh, it's so good. Good game in Little League equals chili cheese fries from the stand, the greatest. Yeah, those old, you know what? Like, I don't even know if kids nowadays, I don't even know if they do that. But like, I grew up playing in, like, until you were like 13 or 14 years old, you were playing in like a rec league. And my dad made sure we played in the best rec league south of Atlanta. But like, you're exactly right, Dan. Like, you had a good game or you had a double header. You went to the concession stand in the middle of all the fields, and it had like these, like, nowadays you'd be like, oh, these like gross, like overcooked fries, like probably disgusting chili, but it just tasted so good when you were a kid. That's nostalgic right there, Dan. Thanks for that, bringing up that memory. Not a lot of kids get to experience that nowadays. Not a lot of kids. Because travel ball back then was like you played in a rec league, and if you were on one of the better teams, you went and played in like a few tournaments down in like Panama City Beach, and not like it was like a few tournaments. You didn't go play all over the place all summer. Top 3 actresses. Let's see. What's her name? She's Spanish. What's her name? That's the number 1. Why can't I remember her name? She's in the movie with Ryan Gosling, Blade Runner. Miami Lakes Optimist. Only the best come through that park. Do they still do those dugout chants? I don't know. Ana de Armas. Love the frosted orange and onion rings with chili dogs. Yeah, that's a good call, Nancy. The onion rings are really good too. You've definitely seen Blade Runner. Are you kidding me? The newest one? We played in West Palm, won the World Wood Bat, 126 teams. That's where Prince saw me play. Will Young, did you go to Woodbury Forest by any chance? Or that was your best friend on the team, I think, maybe. That lady is a communist? Who, Ana de Armas? I wasn't talking about her politics. I was just talking about, her as an actress. She's really good at acting, is what I'll say. She's very good at acting. Miami, the chants are drowned out by the milk jugs half full of pennies. Yeah, and you can use it as a weapon too in the middle of the game if you need it. This is a talent talk, not a politics talk. That's right. That's right. I'm glad Dusty's not in the chat right now for this. She's the H word now, if you know what I mean. Will Young, can I donate to your NIL? I'm trying to think of what you mean, Canes, but I can't think of it. Hot? That's for sure. Second hottest girl in the world, besides my wife. That's why I never bring her on stream, because I just don't want anyone, and I don't want you guys getting jealous. Though she does walk through the room sometimes in those middle of the day streams. I actually am sponsoring 2 athletes at University of Washington. You are more than welcome to donate. Wow. Wow. Great answer. Who are actresses 2 and 3? Dude, you know what? You know that's interesting? WBE. I swear to you, I haven't seen a movie in a movie theater, I think in like 2 years. Like as soon as you have a little kid, it becomes like virtually impossible to go to a movie theater for like, I'm guessing for like my oldest now, who will be 4 in September, Julie took him to Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and I think he liked it. I couldn't believe he sat through the whole movie because he's just like he never wants to stop moving. But you kind of don't go to the movie theaters for a while, so I don't really know. Like I haven't watched like who the new actresses are. Kate Beckinsale, maybe Kate Beckinsale, back in her prime. That would be one. Blake Lively, yeah, that's a good one too. That's a good one. That's a good one for sure. She's kind of a psycho though, from all the stuff that's come out. So it's if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Going to the movies is so expensive now. See, I wouldn't even know. There's actually a really nice theater right by me where they have like good food, like they'll bring it to you in the theater and everything. But I haven't gone in so long. It's been a very long time. And to be honest, like when you look at, I know we're not even talking baseball right now, but when you look at the movie theaters now and you look at the movies that are out, I kind of look at the movies and I'm like, none of these sound interesting. None of these sound good. Like there's a few good movies out every year, but it's not like it used to be where like anytime you wanted to go to a movie, go see a movie, there was always a good one out. It's all like remakes and like Gladiator 2, which I heard was like okay. But why do we need to make a Gladiator 2? Gladiator 1 is one of the greatest movies ever. Not an actress, but Dua Lipa is the best out there right now. Okay. Great play by Vandy's right fielder. Diving catch. Did they rule it down? They ruled that down. What? Movies suck nowadays? Yeah, every time I look, it's almost like I'm looking just like maybe one day I'll be able to go. And none of them look good. Lots of movies slop out now. Agrees. Yeah, agreed. I'm guessing is what you were saying. Great defense by Vandy. What did I say? They play great defense. They don't just not make errors. They make good plays. The Snow White disaster basically sums up the current state of Hollywood and why movies suck now. Yeah. Canes, you might have an eBay problem. How did someone get one of your player-worn items? Who got my player-worn item? Like from where, Canes? Post a link in the chat. How much is the going rate? No, they called him out. Yeah, but they had to review it. I don't know why they even had to review that. Someone has a player-worn Lynchburg Hillcat shirt of yours? Yeah, I was an all-star that year and all-star game MVP before being promoted to AA. You saw it on eBay or you sell on eBay? Man, Oklahoma has not been able to get anything going. Vandy just holding a strong 5-1 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Post a link, man. I want to see what we're working with here. I would like to start a charity selling page on eBay to donate to my athletes. Well, hit up Canes. He'll set you up. You sound like you're very charitable, Will Young. That's awesome to hear, man. More Sunday preview. The third guest has a viral YouTube video, the rights to which was bought by MTV. I think I remember that story. The link might not send and Twitter DMs aren't working. I'm going to tag you. Okay. $45 for my batting practice top. That is mine. Though it doesn't have my name on it, so I don't know how it's worth that much money. Maybe if it has my name on it, it's worth less. I could be wrong. Show the stream. We'll show the stream. Let's see. There we go, guys. That was me. Not sure how someone got that, though. Vandy doesn't do anything special. They just play the right way and don't make mistakes. Also, no egos on that team. Oh, they do have really good pitching, and they have a very good bullpen. But you're right. Like, offensively, they don't do anything crazy. They make no errors. They play really good defense. It's that old adage, like, pitching and defense wins championships. Is WBE your brother? The one who was our manager? No. Show the stream? Oh, yeah, I already did. Will Young Fed. Yeah, Will Young's a Fed. It would be worth more with your name on it for sure. Did an equipment manager get it and is now selling it? I guess. How long has that thing been up on eBay? That's the question. How long has that thing been trying to be sold? You can also make 4 interest-free payments of $11.25 to purchase as well, guys. So just so you know. That's how you know the economy's not great, when you can make 4 interest-free payments on a $45 shirt. Colby, yeah, that's how you spell his name too. Kyle, if you would like, I will buy it and ship it to your home. No, I don't need it. Thank you, though, Will. I appreciate that. How come Vandy doesn't have a problem getting kids with how expensive school is like Miami does? Well, because Vandy has this thing, and there's a great documentary that kind of talks about it. I can't remember the name of the documentary, but it talks about like the SEC in general and like the scholarships and how some of the states don't have the lottery scholarships, which makes it, they don't have like the Hope Scholarship in Georgia, which gives a bunch of academic money. And Vandy can basically look at the players' families' economic, socioeconomic status and change how much the tuition is for them. So essentially, like, players can get in and they're not paying like full tuition. If I buy it, can I ship it to you and have you sign it and then ship it back to me? Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to have to end the stream soon here, guys. I'm about to crash out. It's looking like Vandy's going to win this thing. Oklahoma just not showing any kind of offensive pressure at all. Uneven on YouTube 954. Nice. Yeah, that's the name of it. Uneven. Yeah, if you watch that documentary, it goes into how some of the SEC schools, like, I think it's the schools in Alabama, Mississippi, or maybe just Alabama, they don't have access to like a Hope Scholarship or a lottery scholarship that a lot of the other states do. So, like in Georgia, for example, when I was getting recruited, if you had a 3.0 in high school, you got the Hope Scholarship if you went to an in-state school. And that basically covered 70% of tuition. So I was on a 25% scholarship athletic money coming in because with Hope Scholarship, basically everything was paid for. Well, schools in Alabama and Mississippi, I believe, they don't have that. So they don't have any advantage except for the tuition being less for in-state players. They don't have an academic scholarship that just like everybody can basically get. So they still have to give bigger scholarships to their in-state players, meaning they can't recruit out of state as effectively. Now that's kind of all changed with NIL and everything, and now scholarship numbers are going up. So it doesn't really matter now, but when that documentary came out, it was a big thing. And they talk about how Vanderbilt kind of skirts the system where they are very expensive, but they can be adjusted for, based on the player's family socioeconomic status. Crash out has a new meaning now, Kyle. Oh, well, I'm a boomer now, basically, so I don't know. Thanks for the heads up, though, 954. I'll just say I'm about to pass out. Canes, I have some gear from the Cal Ripken League I can send to you for free, signed as well, to fetch you a fair sum. All right, guys, from that, Arkansas is the best recruiting advantage, and yet they have no rings. Mind-blowing to me. They've had some really good teams, but again, like, they're sometimes, man, like, just some teams just can't figure out a way to win it. It is surprising that Arkansas has not won it with some of the teams they've had. And Vandy might add another run here. Yeah, they're going to send him. And they sail to throw. Vandy takes a 6-1 lead now. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me tonight. I'll be back stream middle of the day tomorrow talking about the games tomorrow.